the shit you can light with a lighter. Fuck a lighter, I can light on the stove. Dark at night, I drop a log in the fire. Wander in the woods, out in the cold. I got the shit you can play for your mama. I got the shit you can play for the hoes. I got the shit you can sell to the trappers. Indicated with the K and the code. I know some rappers that promises. I know some rappers who pay, but bro, lot of money, but you played your soul. You played yourself, you played the role. I got some niggas who down the street. Some of my niggas been down the road. Lost a nigga that was down with me. You know what they say?
Feel it. There we go. Walk it in. Yes, sir.
I promise, like I swear to God, I didn't forget my YouTube login. It's just been hectic. So today we're gonna catch up and just go over everything that's been going on, because on the personal end, things have been challenging, and I completely fell off of my goal of like posting like twice a month at the minimum, which is insane. So yeah, trying to at least pick it back up, get one up for August, and then we'll see how September goes. Probably covered this already. I don't even remember what I talked about in the last video, but I signed up for Avancus Houston, and right now we're about 7 weeks out, maybe slightly under that at this point. It's approaching really quickly, but I'm excited. And for those who don't really know about the Avancus Houston meet, essentially they're pulling in like almost any big name that you could think of competing in Houston for a couple bands. So yeah, I'm excited because I'm in the regular session, so that means that I get to watch that happen live, because I feel like this is probably going to be the closest thing we have in the US to like the equivalent of like Sheffield for at least some time, just in terms of like how strong some of the people competing are. But regardless, yeah, super high profile meet. I'm excited because I at least get to share the venue and compete in the earlier session, have a good time, and do like my first local meet in what's now 4 years, which like damn dude, 4 years since doing a local meet, like it's kind of nuts. But also it's like the first PLA meet, and then this is the first actually sanctioned meet in 2 years. So yeah, there's been quite a bit of time. I need to finally put something on the 800, because we totally hit the statute of limitations on that. Like that was in the past. Need to move on, need to do something new. Game plan for the meet, just based on things going, pretty ideally, we'll see a 661 squat, 4-weight bench, and a 766-ish deadlift. Now, finally get to meet my coach of over a year. Meet him like face to face. Carrington is flying down for the meet, so he's gonna handle me the day of, which cool, perfect. Hopefully I can finish out with another 9 for 9, keep the streak going, because I gotta keep that lifting cast green. Or not lifting cast, open powerlifting. Regardless, keep it green, keep it cool, keep it going. And when we talked about this, he said, okay, these are numbers we can kind of play with, but this is what I was thinking. So I'm hoping I can maybe push the deadlift a little bit closer to like 771 question mark. I don't know. I don't have a kilo chart up in front of me, but yeah, maybe a little bit more on deadlift. Other than that, I'm cool, because that's like a massive near 50-pound squat PR in competition, and that's cool. That's fantastic. That's great. Like, let's keep it rolling. Training as of lately has been pretty good. Now, the 606 triple from the beginning of the video, that was the end of the last block, and that was a pretty good block. Like, I was satisfied with the end. There weren't any fails. It was just kind of like, okay, we're finishing strong. Actually, I'm lying. There was a fail on bench, so I was supposed to hit, I think, like 380 for a triple, and I just said, no, I'm gonna just load up 386, because why not? Or yeah, it was either gonna be 386 or 374 for a triple, and failed. Got the double though, but I also managed to misplace. I'm gonna throw some quotes up there, because like I probably just deleted it on accident, but misplace basically all of the footage from the end of that block, other than the triple that has already been shown. So now I'm just showing some training that's current, and yeah, a little bit annoying because I finished out deadlift pretty well there with a 716 single, looked pretty decent. So I'll just pull the video from Instagram, and I think it was 650 for the set of 4, and that's been building like block on block. I remember just kind of shot up after I hit, it was like a low 600 set of like 4 or 5, and I was like, okay, we can push this a lot more. And then once I started pushing it a lot more, it's like, okay, cool, this is consistently moving up. So there was room here, and hopefully that'll show up on meet day and show up in, you know, just like a decent deadlift PR. Like, okay, I know I shouldn't be complaining about deadlifting in the mid 700s, but only adding like 2.5 keys after such a long period of time feels a little annoying. But yeah, no, it's all right. We'll be fine come comp day. I just gotta be able to show up. Now, I said I need to be able to show up because, and this just relates more so to what's been going on, why I haven't been posting. Yeah, I started having health issues. I noticed something that, you know, I was just like, is this a tumor? Did I get bit by like some kind of crazy bug that I just didn't know I was allergic to? Like, what's going on? So noticed, we're just going to call it, you know, my new passenger, the little homie. Noticed the little homie one day. I was just like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. And so ended up going to the doctor. That doctor sent me to another doctor. That doctor was just like, hey man, we're going to do an ultrasound. And after the ultrasound, found out that the little homie was some swollen lymph nodes. And I was like, oh, that is scary. I don't really know how to process this. I don't know what's going on. And so from that ultrasound, then came a biopsy with an ultrasound, because they were like, we got to be able to see what we're doing and taking samples of. So I did have 1 week where I think this was the first weekend of the Battlefield beta. Yeah, so whenever that was, not too long ago. Yeah, so had the biopsy, took a bunch of samples. They're like, hey, you're going to be waiting up to 2 weeks for results. So for like the past 2 weeks, I've just been like, oh, hey, I would really like to know what's going on inside my body, because, you know, I was hoping I could do the silly little powerlifting meet and all that. And I did get a set of results, but it didn't really give any kind of conclusive, oh, hey, this is nothing to worry about. So I was waiting on the second set of results because, like I said, they took 7 chunks out of me, bro. They just boom, 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 all 7 just straight out into 2 jars, sent them off for testing. And I was hoping the second set of results would just be kind of like the point where I can breathe a little bit, and that was definitely not the case. So yeah, I ended up getting a call from second, or I guess he was the third doctor that I saw, to say, hey dude, we're gonna slice you open. I was just like, oh, nice, rad, cool, let's see how this works out. So yeah, pending that surgery, we compete, but you know, we gotta see how things go, man. After finding out that, you know, I gotta get chopped open, I'm like, family, friends. Then I reached out to Carrie and be like, hey dude, guess what? Because, you know, I looped him in from the beginning, and that's where we ended up talking about the numbers, because I was just like, hey, this is all going on, but I kind of need to at least maybe go to, what did I say? Fairy Tale Land for a second, just so that way we can act like, you know, things are fine and according to plan. Even though they're very much not, but it's all good. So yeah, we'll see. But now that I know that my schedule, or my surgery is scheduled at a point in time where it would line up well for me to be able to still compete, which is, this is so funny, dude. Now that I know that I can have the surgery and still probably compete, just depending on how I'm feeling. Yeah, now I'm just thinking about that. And so after having a conversation about it, Carrie had something to say. I'm just going to play his voice message, or at least the part that I thought was funny.
Bro, these better not cut you open, bro. We're looking so strong. Like, literally, Evan, we're looking so strong. No, I think it's 2 more weeks. Anyways, still strong as hell regardless. I feel like deads are in a crazy spot. Bench is moving well, squats moving well. So really hoping if they do cut you open, like we don't have to kill too much momentum.
And so, based on that and the timing, it seems like it's going to be a bit more ideal. So next week of training, because the footage I'm showing you, it's already a week old. Like, I started on this video on a Sunday, dude. But next week of training that I end up putting out anyway will be essentially the early end of the block. So typically, my training is 5 weeks. Our week 1 is what's effectively a deload, and then 4 weeks of training. And so we're taking that kind of like 4th and 5th week of training, and we're switching it up to where the 4th week is now the 5th week. And so we're just taking much bigger jumps from week 3 to week 4. This is really just so that way we can kind of bridge the gap, I guess, between starting the peak and ending this block with about a week and some change of recovery time in between. Because for the surgery, like, they're putting me under, dude. They said, hey, you are not going to be able to drive home from this one. The biopsy, I got in my car and my mom came up for moral support, so I was just like, yeah, I'll drive, because I like my car and driving my car makes me happy sometimes. Anyway, but yeah, this one I can't do that. This one is, we're getting more serious. So yeah, still feel at least lucky that I've been able to continue training and working and going about things pretty regularly. It's just more the thoughts of like, hey, this is also going on. And so fingers crossed, once surgery and recovery time is over, I can just get back into it. But I know that at least that first week of getting back into it's going to be difficult. So we'll see how that goes. I guess just thinking about how things are going to be going forward, I was reviewing kind of like the notes from the lab that interpreted the biopsy and the samples that were sent. And there were a couple of words I'd fixated on, and it was that it was stated that it's a challenging case, or this is a challenging case. And initially that was kind of discouraging, because, you never want to hear like, oh, hey, this thing that you're dealing with that's already not something you're thrilled to hear about, it's also not something that's super straightforward on the side of the people who are supposed to be handling it. So yeah, I'm just doing whatever I can to kind of keep the spirits up, and at least training wise, things have been going well, so that's been kind of helping me get through this. I know that the recovery time is definitely going to be a mental battle more than anything, because like, dude, I hate having to take time off from training, but like, this is what it is. That's that on that. This isn't supposed to be a depression video, but hey, man, like, if it's making you a little sad, like, I'm sorry. This is where we're at. This is what's going on with me. It's kind of rough, but whatever. Fingers crossed, it'll be surgery, then 5 weeks till the first PLA meet. Then I get to start talking shit about bench depth and Gaston officially, because, like, beat a dead horse, because why not? And yeah, I think that's about all I got. So thanks to everybody who like reaches out and they're just like, hey, where are the videos? Because I like those. I appreciate it. I think about that all the time. Thinking about it right now while I'm recording this. So yeah, I'll see y'all.